welcome back. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, feeling excited.
How different is this fight week for you than the past?
Um, it's a little bit different just because I'm not tripping about my like not tripping, but more like that mental clarity of the weight or if things can go wrong. So it's been a good week so far.
What about your training camp? Have you changed anything up? Have you put on any weight, or are you just kind of sticking to what you were before and just not cutting, or what's the game plan there?
Yeah, I'm kind of a little less, but I did start to emphasize more on strength and conditioning, more sessions on that, and just really focusing on the fight itself.
How do you think you'll perform at featherweight?
I'm excited. I won't be depleted. I think I'll put on a really, really good performance.
What are your thoughts on the matchup?
I think Isaac's very good. He's a good wrestler, but it's nothing I haven't seen before. I think I fought tougher opponents before. I'm not looking past them, but I know what I bring to the table.
He says that you said that this fight was personal, but he doesn't know why. Did you say that?
Yeah, I said it's personal.
Why is it personal?
Every fight's personal for me. You know, it's like I get in the cage with someone who wants to take away my money, wants to hurt me. So every fight's personal for me. But this one, I kind of have more of a chip on my shoulder, just because last year things didn't go the way I wanted to. So that's why it's very personal for me.
Would it be difficult for you to fight somebody that you liked?
Maybe. I don't think so, though. I think once we get in there, it's like, I feel like it depends. If it's like, I wouldn't be able to fight my teammates, but if it's someone I like, then I feel like we can just put it aside and figure it out later.
What sort of fight are you expecting from him? Do you feel like you can get in and out of there pretty quick, or are you expecting a war with him?
I expect a war. He hasn't made it past the first round, but I know he's capable of pushing the pace, and we're gonna have a really good fight.
Do you believe in superstitions at all, or anything like that? Because your last two fights, you took O's from people, so this could potentially be your third in a row. Is that something that you think about and you want to kind of keep that going, or does that not matter to you?
It doesn't matter. Either way, I'm going to finish him.
How do you think you're going to finish him?
A knockout, TKO, either or.
Thank you.
Christian, thanks for taking the time. For this one, just to touch on what you were talking about with Amy, you see a fighter who hasn't gone the distance. And if you've had that edge or you have the experience, kind of like we saw with, this weekend with Dustin Poirier, once he was able to get into like a little deeper waters, he took over. Is that a little bit of a mental side of you to where you're like, you know what, I'm going to use that against you, that you don't go 10 or 15 with nobody. I'm gonna go ahead and drown you out there when we go.
Yeah, it's something on my mind. Just because too, I seen his interview too, where he was kind of saying shit about me fighting the little kids, and those little kids have better records than his opponents. You know, he's fought two people with winning records. One of them was 41 years old, so it's like you can't disrespect me, you know. But yeah, I'm definitely expecting deep waters.
That's what's up, man. And if you could disclose anything, what made you guys just finally say, okay, I'm gonna sit down with the team, sit down with the family, got to go to 45. Like, my body can only take so much, and I want to be in this game for a minute. And if I keep killing myself, this is gonna affect the longevity. Like, what was the final, straw, if you will, that made you say, okay, now we're going up?
I think it was my last weight cut too. Things were going perfect, and then when it came down to the weight cut, everything just went bad. So it's like one of those things where I can try my hardest, but if my body won't allow it sometimes, then it's kind of difficult for me.
And speaking of difficulty, now being in your new home, I'm assuming we're gonna stick to 45 going further. How do you feel? How's the mental? How's your body? How's your recovery? How maybe you're like, dude, I should have done this sooner.
I feel great. It's different for sure. You know, it's like now I'm training just to focus on the fight, where before I would focus on the fight and I would have to focus on my diet really strict. You know, it's like I'm really OCD about my weight and stuff like that. So it is more of a mental clarity this time.
That's awesome, man. And the final two, tienes un oponente que espera poder ganarte, finalizarte, o como que sobreconfiado. ¿Puedes tú usar esa confianza que tiene como una desventaja para tú usar tu experiencia y tu paciencia para poder triunfar este sábado?
Sí, él nunca ha peleado contra nadie como yo. Todos sus contrincantes son buenos, pero no son en mi nivel. Entonces, está bien que está muy confiado porque se va a arrepentir el sábado.
Y me acabas de explicar en español, pero digo en inglés y ahora en español. Es cuando diste el peso de 135 libras, tienes varias batallas de gallo, pero ahora peso pluma. ¿Cómo te has sentido en esta nueva categoría? Y obviamente, ¿cuál fue la razón final que dijiste, ok, ya tengo que irme de los 35 a los 45 para tener más vida aquí en el UFC?
Me siento muy contento con este cambio de peso. Este cambio de peso me ha ayudado mucho en mi mente, con mi cuerpo, donde no me estoy tratando de matar para hacer el peso. Y la última pelea es cuando ya fallé 2, 3 veces, entonces era algo que necesitamos pensar de empezar a subir.
Gracias, man. Buena suerte el sábado. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you very much.